Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yes.
Hey, is Tony there?
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, this is Cannabiforal.
Huh?
This is Cannabiforal.
Oh, well, no, he's not here.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
sure. I was just trying to answer. I was just trying to ask some questions, rather. I was just really curious how you guys are able to sell 4-ASO DMT laced chocolate bars against the Federal Analog Act. Oh, is that dog?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, who is this?
This is Charles.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charles. I thought you passed the phone to someone. This isn't Chuck.
Well, they call me Chuck. They call me a lot of names, but you can address me as Charles.
Okay, Charles. I'll tell you what.
What?
I'm an
I'll be
enthusiast,
more than
very
happy
interested
to.
in this category, and I was trying to get into touch with Tony, but I'm an enthusiast of this category, and I'm genuinely interested in some of the logistics of how you were able to do this. I was told that a Robert Rush, who is apparently the lawyers for Lucid, had a very interesting layout for telling Lucid that they could sell 4-ASO DMT laced chocolate bars and why that would be okay.
This is not a surprise that you're calling. It's not a surprise that people are all of a sudden sparked up, and some people who are trying to figure it out are frustrated because there is a product out there that we have developed that is at the market. And hold on, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What I was curious about is because there's like specifics to it. Like you can synthesize it from CBD and it has to be under 0.9% THC. I was just curious how I guess Lucid was able to sell like 4-ASO DMT chocolate bars, and which I would say is for consumption. It has dosing instructions. It's very kind of like open about what it is. It's compared in marketing to other psychedelics. It's a psychedelic company, and I got as far as hearing about like Robert Rush, but I was hoping I could hear more
Talking
specifics
about
as
Robert Rush, an attorney.
yeah. Apparently, I guess the company spoke with Robert Rush, and he gave like a good um, outline as to why putting 4-ASO DMT in chocolate bars would be acceptable. And I was just curious to see if I could get more
Okay.
information as to like specifics of how that is. If you'd be willing to speak anything to that.
Yeah, 100% I am. He's trying to get me now because I want to also under. Oh, so you give me one second.
About like I heard that I heard well I guess one of the social media reps on what is it, the Lucid Journeys page told me that you were discontinuing the 4-ASO DMT and putting it in with Blue
Oh,
Lotus. So I was curious
100%,
about
100%.
you're
So
discontinuing the
yeah, 100.
4-ASO DMT ones.
Well, yeah. You listen here. Hold on. Let me cross over. I'm going to get you on this one. Hold on.
Sure.
So you're on one of our sites. Somebody gave you a response that we are going to be discontinuing the 4-ACO DMT.
That's
Well,
correct. That's correct.
okay. Answering your question, when we launched our product into the market, right? And the understanding that 4-ACO is not an analog product. Okay, so read the federal analog list, read the DOJ list of Schedule Ones. Now you're familiar with the recent listing on Blacklist, right? Come on, just
Oh yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
straight up.
Blacklist XYZ.
Okay,
Sure. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know all about it. So the Blacklist, what they confirmed is they said
Well, there's a
that
lot of brands that do the 4-ASO DMT thing too.
yeah, but they don't. But they don't. You know what? They lied. They don't say they're doing it.
With Lucid on the package, it says like tryptamine blend. I mean, and
Now
because you said that
that's
like
a
you've
broad word too. Tryptamine is so broad. I'm very, very keen on what we are doing, and it sucks because we do this product. If it could sustain without the disruption that it's going to create, right? It is going to create, then we would continue. But you know what? Why? Right? Why? When we have an alternative, we have a 7-year, maturing, evolving plan that we have identified through our, just this short little journey we've been starting on.
like it's kind of like an interpretation click because it's like as you said earlier, you said you don't consider 4-ASO DMT to be like an analog, like under the
Well,
Federal
but
Analog
no,
Act.
no, yeah, I didn't say that. I did
Oh,
not say that. I said it is not on the analog list.
oh, okay.
It is not. What you guys are trying to figure all out is you guys need to just understand what we have and we accept. Okay, we accept that there is a platform that either on a political purpose or for whatever reason in certain regions that have done some amendments to their local regulations. Let's put it that way, okay?
Sure. Like they
That has that that
schedule
these
for ASO on the state level.
no, they can't schedule shit. It can't be scheduled. What they can use though is they can use a word that interprets it. Okay, interprets it where it says, and it doesn't have to be for ACO, bud. Okay,
Sure.
it could be fucking anything. Okay, it could be wheatgrass. But the bottom line is, if it mimics, if it mimics the characteristics of an analog. For the people that wanted to make this a difficult thing, they just brung, this is an area where all attention is great attention for us, and we thank them for doing this. You know what I mean? Of our new replacement for that. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? And I know I personally have close friends that I ran this through that work for for DOJ and asked them, hey, I have a question. And he goes, okay. You go, and I explained just like you're saying, da da da. He goes, well, you know what? Personally, man, I ain't got time for you guys right now. I got these motherfuckers that are killing people with freaking the fentanyl.
Sure.
Okay, don't waste my fucking time. Okay, and that's what they say.
Sure.
And for people like you, if you're truly wanting to know how we are doing it, well, we were doing it in the safe zone, right? The accepted zone, the zone that like California, for instance, right? You know what I mean?
Sure. Like they don't care about there's other things
There's
going on.
some that they're not on that, right?
Sure.
Is the guys that are out there trying to put together a blended mushroom bar, right?
Sure.
Okay, and they're all about psilocybin, okay? And we have created a way to give you the cleaner, the more consistent, less less freaking effects that are coming down,
Nausea and
and
all that.
no freaking destroying your kidneys and liver. Like Lucid Journeys is we knew this was going to be a journey for one, because it has been, but we are going to, and the world is not fighting it, nor is the federal government, nor is the local state and regulations. They're not fighting that, what we're doing. And when people say, so hey, what's the active ingredient? It's not mushrooms. And we're like, blah, 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 it's a psychoactive compound. What's the active ingredient? Well, then I'm standing there and we're all standing there and we just said, you know what, man, how do you not, what if somebody is got issues with it, right? You know what I mean? You freaking don't let them know. I mean, that's the shit to worry about, right? Like, the polka dots, and what those gentlemen depend on is when they find a product that it looks as beautiful as ours does, okay, that everything about it falls in line with that beauty and that attractiveness, not something that scares them that they could get in trouble, right?
Sure.
Now, the greatest thing of all is that they have been following the rules, but I don't know if it was yourself, because you said the same exact words. Is how are you able to sell it? The same
Well,
ramp.
that's what I'm curious, because I mean, if you go on like Wikipedia, it says it might be considered illegal under the Analog Act if intended for consumption. That with it being in a chocolate bar, I'm just like curious: is there like a specific like interpretation that you consider, like, for example, you don't consider it to be an analog or some type of
No,
interpretation?
because it's well, first of all, if you were eating, let's put it this way, you know what, big league sunflower seeds,
Sure.
okay, right? So anybody could say that there's something in those sunflower seeds that mimics one of these products that they have listed on the federal analog list. And that alone, you know what, can seize you and assist.
Bars before. I mean, that's why I was kind of hoping you were gonna have like a big, secret sauce to like why 4-ASO DMT would be like
Oh, we have it.
clearly
We have it.
legal.
We what? Say it again.
Well, I was hoping you would have like a secret as to why it would be clearly legal to sell for consumption.
Well, it is legal to sell for consumption because of the way it. Oh God, it's it's not even traceable, man. Listen, we didn't have to tell anybody. We didn't have to tell anybody anything. We didn't have to tell them what our raw active ingredient. You tell me one company out there, because you say people are selling it. We all know that are selling 4-ACO. Give me one other company that has ever said our active ingredients 4-ACO, unless they're selling it in trap, right?
Sure. I mean, but I'd have to be honest. I haven't really seen too much like on Lucid's packaging. It doesn't exactly say 4A, so it just says,
Of course it does. It doesn't, because you know why? Because it doesn't even register, bro. There's not a platform. You can't even. You could go and take our product and test it, and you won't find it. You know, when they, you saw that article, right? That they did on the blacklist, right? Of course you did, right? Blew us away when they were talking about the psilocybin. You stupid fucks.
Sure,
we don't even fucking have
we
don't even have mushrooms in there.
Which they claimed, I guess, was from the breakdown of the ACE-Take group or whatever. I guess their thing was that it might be like a breakdown of the ACE-Take group, like it falls off with time or something like that.
Oh, really?
I didn't think about that.
You're a pretty smart guy, though, right? I mean, I'll tell you, listen.
I know that happens with like THCO ACE-Take. Sometimes like the ACE-Take group falls off with degradation.
You really want to understand it. If you care, I mean, why would you want to spend, what? We got about, how much time do we have on this phone? 35, 40 minutes?
Sure.
Right? What would you spend 35 minutes? They got to pay you really fucking good. You know what I mean?
No,
really good.
I'm seriously I'm just an enthusiast. I run like a subreddit for Blue Lotus and cannabinoids and all that. So I've just been obsessed with all this since I was a kid. And with like Delta 8 being like sold legally, I was just curious if you guys had like a specific angle for like 4-ASO DMT to be sold for consumption.
Right. Now, I like the one when you said, "Fuck, I wish I could sell this shit," and da 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 da. I go, a lot of people do, and guess what? A lot of people, they don't have the product. That's why we were telling people, there's no one in this world that has this. Nobody.
The 4-ASO DMT or the new Blue Lotus thing?
No. Everything that we're going to do, everything that we are going to bring, nobody in this world will have anything close to it. When they put that, when they did that, that breakout with the Pokemon, the Polkadot, and us, and did you hear what they said? Oh yeah,
about Blacklist or Treehouse?
Yeah, Blacklist. Well, I think there was I think you and there was a couple other people that reached out, and they were cool. I mean, there's a lot of interest, but guys like hey, they don't want that kind of attention. They don't like, hey, why are you selling this shit? How you getting away with it? You know what I mean? And then the other comments that hope your guys' this and that doesn't get messed up with, and da 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 da. And I mean, hey, listen, if those people want to give that much attention and that much hate to something that we're doing good, well, you know what? They're probably not in a good place right now. That the federal analog list, and those, there are some specific regions and locations and local platforms that have stated, that if your product mimics anything on the, and we know, of course, no bullshit, 4-ACO, DMT, it's a hallucinogenic, it's a psychedelic product, right? I mean, it wasn't created by the man who created LSD himself, right? And you probably, did you hang up with them before you called me? Did you talk to somebody before Tony? You don't know who Tony is.
Sure, no, I have no idea.
Yeah, and you don't know you guys don't even know who I am, and you don't know who our team is. But if you knew who Tony was, man, whoever thought that they were going to, disrupt, I would say, what we were doing. If they knew who he was, they would have said, "Oh fuck, no, that's Tony, man. That's fucking the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy that walks in a freaking convention, and people walk up and, hey, Tony." You know what I mean? I've known this guy for a while, right? He's got such a outstanding reputation. Unfortunate, because we were going to introduce the new one and we still are, but it was kind of like, if I were to, I'll be honest with you, if I were to say that whatever you guys did, it created disruption and the momentum of those guys went to a halt. All around everywhere else, they can give two shits about the blacklist, and the blacklist I can't even talk negative about because they didn't have really anything. We were blown away when people were telling us how well and how great this product was when they took it, right?
The new one or the 4-ACO?
Oh, the 4-ACO.
Oh, right. Sure, okay.
I'm saying, you want to know, what made it happen? Well, I could just tell you that shit, man. All we did was get, 4-ACO and DMT, and we put them together, and fucking look what we got. Fucking, we got Disneyland. It's like going through the ozone layer of a Capricorn. So that's exactly, where it stands.
I was hoping you were gonna be like, oh, it's this interpretation, and this is why it's like perfectly,
bullshit.
fine.
But I'd be lying to you,
sure.
Dude. When we came out with it, it was a great initial
great start.
Introduction. It was an introduction to our journey of where Lucid is going. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And at the beginning of it, we ourselves didn't look at it as way everybody's trying to put it out there as they are right now. We were understanding that there's certain areas that, it was a no-no, right? But how come they don't fuck with all these people that are selling like Delta 8s, right?
Sure.
And HHC and THCA. And guess what? They're selling them into fucking Texas, right? They're selling them all over the place. And nobody's messing with them, but boy, did they get their feathers ruffled when they, remember this. We've been out like 8 months, man. 8 months, and Champs calls us, the best new product ever of the show, and there hadn't been one chosen in 17 years. So imagine that. In 17 years, nobody was chosen as best new product of the show, right? Summer of this year, we come back, and they award us what? Best of show, because of what the people, they don't tell you best of show because you have the prettiest booth, right? To be honest with you, it's not even fun being in the gray. You know what I mean? Or the loophole,
Sure.
putting the right things on the package so you cover your ass and it becomes a loophole. We changed our packaging 3 times. Okay, almost $100,000 in packaging.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Is this Tony?
No.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Can I talk to Tony?
No, what's going on?
Or the social media dude? Hey,
What's going on?
Is the Mr. Rude meme wall guy gone?
What do you need, bro? That's the question. That's it. That's all that needs to be answered. What do you need?
I was just hoping we could continue our conversation.
What is the conversation that you're trying to continue? What is the end result of this conversation that you're trying to have?
Well, I was just curious about the Robert Rush, the lawyer thing, about like whatever excuse that they have for the 4-ASO DMT.
What do you mean excuse? I didn't never say they had an excuse.
Well,
I said if you had questions about it, wait a minute.
Okay.
I said if you had questions about it, you could reach out to him, and
Okay.
he would gladly answer any questions you had. That's what I said. So please do not try to misconstrue my
Well,
words.
you did say earlier that the reason that you are able to sell the 4-ASO DMT for consumption in the chocolate bar is because of this advice that the lawyer gave. You said that the lawyer cleared it and said it was okay.
No, that's incorrect. What I said was we had a different direction that we were taking. That's all I said.
Is it possible that you
And-
knew it was illegal to do, but you did it anyway because you felt it would drum up hype or something like that, and then you would just ditch it later once people found out?
No.
Well, I think that'd be a pretty good strategy.
Say that again?
Well, I think that would have been a pretty good strategy. So
What would have been
you
a good
truly,
strategy?
what I just said. But so you truly feel that 4-ASO DMT would be legal to sell for consumption in a chocolate bar? You feel that there's a...
No, what I said was
You don't.
4-ACO is legal on a federal level. Do you recall that?
Right, but I would say some people, like Wikipedia, for example, would say that it wouldn't be legal if you intended to be sold for consumption, like in a chocolate bar. So we're getting at, is there a gimmick there that would, you would think it's allowed, or is that, is there a
Why does that
gimmick
matter?
where that be? Because
Why does it matter to you?
Because I think that's interesting. If you feel that there's a gimmick that would
Why
make
don't
it
you do
allowed.
the research online yourself and figure that out?
Well, the thing is, all the research online would point to say it wouldn't be allowed. That's why. That's why I'm asking. If you have a specific gimmick.
A specific gimmick.
Right. If you have
Define
a specific line, a specific excuse, legality to say that it's okay to sell it for consumption in a chocolate bar. Like, for example, I don't feel that it belongs on the Analog Act because I don't feel it's an analog of something scheduled. Like, is there like a gimmick like that? Like, for example, people sell Delta 8 THC openly, right?
Okay, well,
That's
how
an
about this?
analog
Let's
of
just
THC,
end
but
this.
they have the
Let's just
gimmick
end this
that-
real quickly. Let's just end this real quickly.
So
You have our lawyer's number. Give him a call. That's it.
and he would be able to tell me what excuse that is.
There's no excuse. He'll tell you the proper interpretation of what you're misinterpreting. So, if
But
you
you
have
don't
any
wanna-
further
but you don't want to
questions,
tell me
if you
what that
have any
is.
further questions, please call our lawyer. You have their number.
Well, could I ask you then about the Blue Lotus?
No, you can't ask me anything. You can call my lawyer and ask him.
Can I ask why you and the other guy, Mr. Wallman, are being so rude?
Nobody's being rude.
I think you are.
You're just asking the same question over and over.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Stop.
I'll tell you what. I just got off the phone with Chuck for about an hour. He likes to talk, and he is so fucking nice compared to you two. I don't even understand. Do you guys like hate Chuck or something?
Oh, I love Chuck.
Because I bet because you guys are just
Anyway,
so
call our lawyer,
different.
bro. Call our lawyer.
Well, I talked to Chuck for an hour, and he talked a lot about the 4-ASO DMT and everything else. He's very kind to speak on that. And I was just hoping you would.
So
you
then
would
what's
be
your
able to do the
problem
same.
then, man?
I was just hoping you'd be able to do the same or add clarification.
If you already got it from Chuck, then what the fuck, bro? Honestly.
Because because it's so interesting the difference between him and you, because you're so rude and closeted and angry.
Okay, man. Well, check this out. I already told you. You have our lawyer's number. If you have any more questions, please reach out.
And Tony doesn't
And
want
there's
to talk
that.
to me directly like you said on Instagram because you said
Did I
Tony
not
would talk
just
to me on
tell
Instagram.
you?
You could
Right, but you
reach
said on
our lawyer.
Instagram that I would be able to talk to Tony.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 21370041102 is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.